feels like yesterday when we converged in Pretoria for the first edition. Hard to believe the year is gone by. I am Kibibi Ndope from Africa Energy Services Group, the official host of this edition of the LIPRI Stakeholder Forum, and it's an honor and privilege to welcome you all to Rwanda, the land of possibilities, the land of 1,000 hills, home to the endangered mountain gorillas, the land where women make up more than half of parliament, the land that takes climate change mitigation seriously by embracing car-free days on the first and the third Sunday of every month. Here, major streets are closed to motorized vehicles, limiting the air pollution caused by gas-powered vehicles, and citizens are encouraged to walk or cycle. Ahead of us is an engaging and exciting agenda prepared by the LIPRI team, encompassing this high-level policy introduction and enriching panel discussions, General Assembly, collaborative sessions with our partners AfriLabs, clustered thematic sessions and workshops, Pillar 1 and 2 events, renewable energy schools, networking dinners, and culminating with a site visit. But before we get into the heart of the events lined up, and in the true African spirit, I'd like to welcome on stage Inyamibwa Cultural Troupe, who will start us off with a majestic performance that encompasses the true Rwandese heritage.
Nimwumve ibyiza by'Rwanda mama, reka nsihize urwambyaye shama. Rwanda rwiza, Rwanda rw'imisozi, u Rwanda rwacu rw'ibiyaga n'ibirunga bihiriza. Nimwumve ibyiza by'u Rwanda mama, iwacu shenge, bateza datembo, ibibaya bihicina inyange ku mugobi, inyana zitashye mama. Nimwumve ibyiza by'u Rwanda mama, iwacu shenge, amata bateza datemba, ibibaya bihicina inyange ku mugobi, inyana zitashye mama. Nimwumve ibyiza by'u Rwanda mama, harisabye inyuma nyamura igira nyiragongoma, murahera yahabuyawa n'ab'u Rwanda mama. Nimwumve ibyiza byiza by'iwacu shenge hari ikivuna cyaho muhazi yo mu buganza ibugaze burera abana mama nimuhumve ibyiza by'u Rwanda mama tundi ibyiza by'u Rwanda shenge imitare abataramira isabaza zibasusurutsa amareba zabari bagize nimwumve ibyiza by'u Rwanda mama nimwumve ibyiza by'u Rwanda mama
tabaje
nkundira nkwege
nkundira nkwege nkundira nkwege irasha neza we
nkundira nkwege
umukobwa nibasa bose we
nkundira nkwege
yewe yaje tumuririmbe
nkundira nkwege
nkundira nkwege nkundira nkwege irasha neza we
nkundira nkwege
ye munyarwanda w'i Rwanda we
nkundira nkwege
umubyeyi n'umuririmbe we
nkundira nkwege
niwe biyujuru y'umwe we
nkundira nkwege
nkundira nkwege nkwege shengerasha neza we yewe mwana ndibasa bose we
nkundira nkwege
nkundira nkwege nkundira nkwege irasha neza we
nkundira nkwege
imvuga inkindi y'u Rwanda
nk'ubugeni y'u Rwanda
mvuga umuco w'abanyarwanda serungano
serungano
umuco narazwe na sogokuru nkaburagwa ina nyogokuru idata na mama bawundagiye ubuntu Rwanda tuzakaza hose we yewe ntacyo nabona amatora uretse kubatora inkindi igira umutaka mwiza Rwanda tuzakaza hose we yewe mu byiza by'uru Rwanda we ibyahuruje amahanga we harimo umuco mwiza umuco Rwanda tuzakaza yewe ntacyo nabona amatora uretse kubatora inkindi igira umutako mwiza Rwanda tuzakaza hose iyo uruhengeri rw'umurehera we hari ibirunga mureba karisimbi na muhabuhura we sabyinya n'agahinga Rwanda tuzakaza yewe mu rubuga nterewe mu meza gatoho yawe babwira uko nayikunze nyiye ye mu rwego rw'amatorero we abyina umuco gakondo we yahuruje amahanga we hanze inyamibwa mureba yagiwe barenasiyano Rwanda tuzakaza hose we yewe ntacyo ndabona mbatora uretse kubatora inkindi igira umutako mwiza urebe ko ndagenda umuco Rwanda tuzakaza hose we kurigende
masaka amaboko hogo
Orotemeka kumata urwanyira imigambo isaba n'imihigo nkubita ingamba zikare
Irushanwa rw'umusaka w'umusaka w'imfizi ntiwarukora kugikundi
amacumu arwanisha akabaririmba
Baraza bakuza rutabagi
kubakuza rwankubiri
Yeah.
inyamibwa wararaye inyamibwa wararaye
twiboneyo tumanze
inyamibwa gira umwanya
inyamibwa
amagire rubanda twiboneyo
tumanze
uzamutse umutashe
inyamibwa
nugaruka umuramutse
twiboneyo tumanze
nyamwicara mu manama
inyamibwa
basaza b'abakabana
twiboneyo tumanze
uzamutse umutashe inugaruka umuramutse
twiboneyo tumanze
niwe buhukirwa ku mugamba
inyamibwa
ubuki buzira insina twiboneyo
tumanze
niwe mahata kw'abashinka
inyamibwa
eza kambara ubukombe twiboneyo
tumanze
nyamwicara mu manama
inyamibwa
basaza b'abakagabana twiboneyo
tumanze horoterwa mu rwenya mbere maruto jabo kwano bote minore zecuriza mu gika kakimeninde biganirwe tabi warutemeka kumeto rwenya mega bandesa bane mehego mu bitengamba zekerekerana ni ruvogo ndi ruvogera ntamba arutemeka kumeto rwenya megabo
What a wonderful way to start us off with this performance that truly embodies the rich Rwandese culture. Another round of applause. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to welcome on stage Dr. Albert Butare, the moderator of the first session of this forum. Dr. Albert Butare is a former Minister of State for Infrastructure in the Republic of Rwanda with over 30 years of energy, water, and communication experience in Africa. Skilled in high-level public sector policy, project development and implementation, engineering, social and economic development. His education background includes a PhD in energy formulation, tools and instruments for effective implementation. Post his ministerial engagement, Dr. Butare has been assisting a number of countries directly or under bilateral and multilateral cooperation, support from various institutions, including the World Bank, European Union Commission, African Development Bank, UN Economic Commission for Africa, on policy, strategy related to energy and climate change aspects. Dr. Butare is a winner of the East Africa Power Industry Convention 2014-2015 award as an outstanding individual that has strongly contributed to the development of power sector in the region, a winner of the UK. Dr. Butare is the CEO of Africa Energy Services Group, based in Kigali, Rwanda, with branches in Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Lesotho, is currently advising the Lesotho government on energy and climate under the European Union support and a member of the Advisory Council to the Prime Minister on matters energy. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Dr. Butare as he comes on stage.
Mr. General representative of the our guest of honor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will kindly request you to skip some of the protocols because of the urgency we have on the program. We have one of the speakers who was to address us virtually. Unfortunately, she has to rush for a very, very important meeting right now. So because she has prepared to be with us this morning, I wish to introduce to you Mrs. Rosalinde van der Vlies, European Union Commission, Directorate General Research and Innovation, Clean Planet Directorate, and Deputy Mission Manager, Climate Neutral and Smart Cities Mission. Ms. Rosalinde van der Vlies is the Director of the Clean Planet Directorate in the European Commission's Directorate General for Research and Innovation and Deputy Mission Manager of the Climate Neutral and Smart Cities Mission. Before her appointment as the Director, Mrs. van der Vlies was the Head of Coordination and Institutional Relations Unit and the Acting Head of the Communication and Citizens Unit. Previously, she held positions in Directorate General Environment, Directorate General Justice and Home Affairs, and in the private office of Janez Potkonik, the European Commissioner for the Environment. Before joining the European Commission, she worked as a competition lawyer in an international law firm in Brussels and was a part-time teacher at the Catholic University in Brussels. Kindly join me in inviting Madame Rosalinde van der Vlies. I hope she will appear on the screen and address us. Rosalinde, the floor is yours, or the space is yours for that matter. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rosalinde, for your insightful remarks and also the mention of the pathway EU is looking at in the framework of cooperation with Africa. So once again, another round of applause to Madam Vlies. Thank you so much. So before we proceed, I wish, first of all, to make quick recognition of some of the personalities we have here. We have the representative of the guest speaker, the Honorable Patricia Uwase, Minister of State in charge of Energy and the Minister of Infrastructure in Rwanda. We have Ms. Michela Tomasella, European Union Delegation in Rwanda here, present with us. We have Ms. Brenda Mutoni, the representative of the Rwanda Development Bank, a manager, Green Finance and Advisory Services. We have Mr. Philippe Schild, European Union Commission, Clean Energy Transition, actually working with Madam Rosalinde. We have LIPRI coordinators from Europe and Africa. So we have Mr. Sigfried Tivana from Africa, based in South Africa. Léonard Lévêque, also program coordinator, LIPRI, from France. My friend, Professor Da Silva, Anna Wambugu, and all your team from University of Strathmore, Nairobi, the African Energy Services Group colleagues here present, all distinguished participants from Europe and many other countries in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Before I bring on stage the key speakers for the day, and before we deep dive into the core of the business today, let us refresh our minds on where this journey started from. Back in 2007, at the second Africa-EU Summit, heads of state from Africa and Europe agreed to elevate their region-to-region political relationship to a new level and adopted the joint Africa-EU strategy. Covering a range of policy spheres, the JIS, which is the Joint Africa-EU Strategy, for the first time in such a joint strategy, embedded the centrality of scientific and technological research and innovation in addressing shared objectives. Emerging from this commitment under JIS, an African-Europe Partnership in Science, Technology and Innovation, STI, and the associated Africa-Europe High-Level Policy Dialogue in STI have given rise over the last 5 years to 3 long-term joint-owned and jointly funded by regional research and innovation partnerships aimed at better mobilizing science and technology innovation in Africa-Europe collaboration on our shared challenges. The first of these R&I partnership, launched in 2016, addresses food and nutrition security and sustainable agriculture. The second, launched in 2018, addresses climate change and sustainable energy. Guided by their respective roadmaps, both partnerships are implemented through collaborative multi-partner projects supported primarily by African and European regional program and by joint Africa-Europe national funding programs. And the third, which is this one today, the R&I partnerships, was the LIPRI, which addresses renewable energy, sustainable energy. Generally, the LIPRI Stakeholder Forum aim to create and expand an international multi-stakeholder community on matters of sustainable energy, science-based policymaking, funding and research, innovation, monitoring, evaluation, learning in Africa and Europe. Their objectives are to identify, design, and implement the services and functions of LIPRI and to foster collaboration with similar initiatives. In particular, this stakeholder forum will offer immense opportunities to its community by offering an opportunity by project clustering, knowledge sharing, networking, supporting scientific innovation and capacity building. Ladies and gentlemen, I will stop here and give floor to the key speakers of the session that will kickstart the session discussions by giving us the insights that relate to the subject matter of the forum today. And by that, let me start quickly, briefly, by having the LIPRI coordinators, both from Africa and Europe, to give us the brief event narrative. And let me start with Mr. Sigfried Tivana, who is an Assistant Director, Africa Multilateral Cooperation, Department of Science and Innovation, and the LIPRI Program Coordinator. Mr. Sigfried, you have the floor.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks, Mr. Butare, for the kind introduction. But before I go any further, I would like to welcome, or rather call on stage, my partner, Léonard. Léonard, can you come and join me on stage? Well, thanks once more, Mr. Butare, for the kind introduction. As already said, my name is Sigfried Tivana from the Department of Science and Innovation in South Africa. We are the co-coordinators in the LIPRI program together with LGI. We were requested this morning to sort of give an overview of the LIPRI program and the milestones that have been achieved thus far. So we have just a few slides, I think about 2 slides, that we want to project. We have shared the slides with the technical team. Maybe the technical team can assist us in that regard. And we'll move maybe quickly to slide 9 because we don't want to look into all the slides that have been shared. But perhaps before we go into the slides, we would like to give a sort of a policy background in terms of how we got to where we are within the LIPRI program. From the African perspective, we have Agenda 2063, which was adopted in 2015 by African heads of states and government, which has about 7 pillars. None of those pillars speak directly to energy, but the agenda itself, in fact, identifies energy as a cross-cutter, which would mean that to achieve all those pillars, energy will play a very critical role. So the agenda says within the period between now and 2063, we would need to increase the use of renewable energy by at least 10%. And I think perhaps we can achieve much more better than that. And it says we would, of course, need to increase the supply of energy in the continent by about 20%. That too can be increased. We would, of course, need to reduce the use of fossil fuels, also about 20% or so. And I think, of course, that too, we can actually achieve much more better than that. So from that perspective, in the same year, in 2015 in December, the Conference of Partners, which is known as COP21, met in France, in Paris, and adopted the Paris Agreement, which had put in the center of the discussion once more clean energy as one of the way to mitigate climate change globally. And of course, within the same year, I think in September or so, we adopted the SDGs, and SDG 7 speak directly to affordable clean energy. And I think progressing from that, we now see the climate change and sustainable energy partnership being formed to actually respond to these needs. And the LIPRI program is born specifically from this chronological order that I'm putting in place. So it's very important for us to understand that the LIPRI program speaks to a broader agenda, a broader global agenda than the EU-AU partnership. With the EU-AU is a huge global community. Both the continent, constitute a large, population globally. But of course, it speaks to the agenda which is beyond the two continents. In Europe, they have the Europe Green Deal, and of course now we also are working in the formulation of the innovation agenda, which I think will be part of the conversations that we'll be having in this stakeholder forum. So I would like us to go to slide number 9, which sort of, give an overview of the offerings within the Libri project. So these are some of the offerings. I wish I could move from the podium now because I cannot see properly. But these are some of the offerings that the Libri project has to offer. And a lot has been achieved within what is projected now on the screen. Can we go back to the slide quickly? Sorry about that. I think. Yes, so as I was saying, the lot has been achieved within those offerings that the Libri has to offer. And I think Léonard will specifically speak to the milestones that have been achieved. And I'll hand over to you, Léonard.
Thank you. Thank you, Sigfried. Good morning, colleagues and friends. Very happy to see you again or to meet you for the first time. I'm Léonard Lévêque, coordinator of the program for LGI Sustainable Innovation in France. I would like to thank AESG, Albert, Kibibi, and the team for welcoming us. And I would like to, in a nutshell, because we are already running out of time, focus on some achievements that we have been delivering since 2020. So actually, one of the major success of Libri so far is the fact that we succeeded in organizing joint programming activities. So there are in this room some funders, funding agencies, both in Europe and Africa, that agreed to converge in terms of views on the strategic priority for common interest in Europe and Africa. This led to the funding of 23 research and innovation projects that we add to the 8 research and innovation projects that already started in 2020. It means that so far we have in our portfolio 31 ongoing projects addressing both research and innovation. Research on assessment of geothermal resources, on modern cooking technologies, on rural electrification, or innovation related to standalone solutions for rural areas or containerized solutions. Since 2020, we also have been implementing some supporting activities as scientific dissemination, the launching and management of an international community. You are here. The launching and management of digital tools and platforms, training modules, renewable energy schools. Some of you are here to attend the renewable energy school today and the whole week. And of course, international workshops. So now we have 2 years before the end of the project. And the major challenges to address are to increase our legitimacy as Libri platform to dialogue with policymakers in Europe and Africa. We have also to maximize the network effect. We have more than 200 organizations that are committed in the project's implementation. That is the great value. We also need to strengthen transnational and bi-regional collaboration. We have to facilitate the exchange of researchers through training activities. We have to exploit our research results and technology transfer. And of course, we have to facilitate cross-border replications and upscaling of innovations. And to conclude, I would say that we need to design the future of this long-term platform together, because it is intended to be made for the research community. It means that it is made for you. So we have now the whole week to work together and build and design this long-term partnership. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll stop here.
The clapping seems to be like, I don't know, the energy you're serving it for. So with this briefing and the background of the LIPRI and steps taken thus forward, I wish to invite on stage, also with apologies during the recognition of Honorable Gatare Ignace, a former Minister of Communication in the President's Office in the Republic of Rwanda, Principal College of Science and Technology, and at the University of Rwanda. Prior to this position, Dr. Gatare has served on a number of national and international portfolios, including being a Director General of the Rwanda National Commission of Science and Technology, a public institution serving as a think tank and advisory board to the Rwanda government on issues pertaining to the development of science, technology, research, and innovation, a member of the Board of Governors of the University of Rwanda, a chairperson of the Regulatory Board of Rwanda Utilities Regulatory RURA, with a portfolio he held in the past. Also, chairperson of the Joint Advisory Board of the prestigious university, the Carnegie Mellon University, Africa branch based in Rwanda, a member of Advisory Committee of the GeoNet project, and an initiative of the Oxford Internet Institute, University of Oxford, United Kingdom, and a member of the Advisory Committee PAC of the BioInnovate Africa program, and a member of the Steering Committee of the Integrated Biological Control Applied Research Program, where the two programs run under the International Center for Insect Physiology and Ecology, ICIP, where he now sits as a member of the governing board, just to mention a few. On academic front, Ignace obtained his undergraduate and MSc degree in electrical engineering with a major in telecommunications from the Mons Engineering Faculty, Mons in Belgium, and his PhD degree in engineering sciences with a specialization of photonics from the Vrije Universiteit Brussels, where he also worked as a postdoctoral research fellow. His research interests included optical switching, optical injection locking, and synchronization of semiconductor lasers. Honorable, please step up here on the stage.
Representative from the Ministry of Infrastructure and a representative from the European Union delegation in Rwanda, dear members of LIPRI network, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I would like to first of all welcome you all of you who traveled from your home countries to Kigali to attend this year's Stakeholders Forum under the Long-Term Research and Innovation Partnership on Renewable Energy, LIPRI, a European Union, African Union program funded by the Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Program. Looking at LIPRI thematic priorities, I commend the holistic approach in tackling the problem of African communities, and particularly the problem of access to energy, to access to clean and affordable energy solutions. I try to understand the relevance of our gathering today and the expectations from the LIPRI, and for that, allow me to refer to some information available in the Africa Energy Outlook published last year by the International Energy Agency. The Outlook indicates that to achieve the universal access to affordable electricity in sub-Saharan Africa by 2030 requires bringing connections to 90 million people a year, which is triple of the rate of recent years. As of last year, The report indicates that 600 million people, or 33% of the total population, lacked access to electricity, most of them in sub-Saharan Africa. Though countries such as Ghana, Kenya, and Rwanda are on track for full access by 2030, offering success stories other countries can follow and duplicate. The analysis also shows that extending national grids is the least costly and most prudent option for almost 40% of those gaining access to 2030. However, in rural areas where over 80% of the electricity deprived live, mini grids and standalone systems, mostly solar-based, are the most viable solutions. I also refer to the same outlook, which indicates that achieving universal access to clean cooking fuels and technology by 2030 will require shifting 130 million people away from dirty cooking fuels each year. LPG is the leading solution in urban areas, but the recent issues in price are making it unaffordable 30 million people across Africa, which pushes many to revert to traditional use of biomass. Among the biomass solution, we can mention the improved biomass cook stoves, electric cooking, and biodigester. The improvement rate needed for universal clean cooking, according to the report, access to clean cooking by 2030 are unprecedented. But the benefits are huge, reducing premature death by over 500,000 a year by 2030. So I will also refer to the same outlook, which state that the goal for universal access call for investment, a level of investment of USD 20 billion per year. This will definitely need public and private partnerships with strong interventions from development partners and the private sector. So we are happy to also note from the previous speaker that the European Union is ready to join the consortium of partners who are ready to engage and embark in this solution-oriented approach. So coming back to the institution where I'm coming from, which is the university, I believe that institutions of higher learning, including the University of Rwanda, as places which facilitate knowledge creation, can play and are already playing a key role in producing evidence-based, impactful research that respond to the challenges our society is facing in the energy sector. Here, linkages between academia and the industry, public institutions, NGOs, and the civil society is of paramount importance. The University of Rwanda aims at becoming a research-led university. It is in that perspective that University of Rwanda runs 9 African and regional centers of excellence in various academic fields, including the African Center of Excellence in Energy for Sustainable Development, which offer postgraduate programs and training at both master's and PhD levels in electrical power systems, renewable energy, and energy economics. The Center of Excellence in Energy for Sustainable Development hosts the Grid Innovation and Incubation Hub to foster innovation and entrepreneurship. The center operates in close collaboration with local industry, the public utility and energy production company, the Rwanda Energy Group, but also the energy private developers who are our strong partners. Since it launched in 2017, the African Center of Excellence in Energy for Sustainable Development enrolled 200 49 Masters of Science students and 46 PhD students from 14 African countries. So we do believe that that initiative, supported by the World Bank and other partners, will contribute to addressing the issue of skills gap in the energy sector. In addition to academic training and research, the African Center of Excellence in Energy for Sustainable Development aims at contributing to empowering women and the youth in terms of professional training, hands-on capacity building so that they can fully harness the various untapped potential jobs and business entrepreneurship opportunities available in the energy sector. It is in this perspective that the University of Rwanda is partnering with Africa Energy Service Limited and Strathmore University to empower 150 women in skills, with skills in solar energy technology. Allow me to pause here by reiterating our appreciation of the noble objective of LEAP-RE and express our readiness to collaborate with the network. Finally, we wish you fruitful deliberation during this Stakeholders Forum. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Gatare, for your good remarks about the initiatives of the University of Rwanda in the context of the thematic area today. So, Dr. Philippe, Schild. So, I wish to introduce to you Dr. Philippe Schild, who is a senior expert in the unit responsible for clean energy transition in the Directorate General for Research and Innovation of the European Commission. He obtained his doctorate plasma physics at the University of Joseph Fourier in Grenoble, France in 1989. He started his career as a scientist at the European Fusion tokamak experiment, the Joint European Torus jet. He joined the Directorate General Research and Innovation in 1998, where he started working in the areas of renewable energy technologies. He is contributing to the development of the EU Research Work Program, to the selection of research projects and their monitoring. His expertise covers the areas of concentrated solar power, photovoltaics, ocean energy, and bioenergy. He is now following emerging energy technologies such as solar conversion from artificial photosynthesis. He has been in international cooperation from the early time of his career. He represented the European Commission in different technology collaboration areas of the International Energy Agency. He is a co-lead in the Mission Innovation Challenge, Converting Sunlight. He is also leading the development of research collaboration program of activities in the area of renewable energy under the framework of climate change and sustainable energy. Partnership created under the EU-AU high-level policy dialogue on science, technology, and innovation. Dr. Philippe Schild, you have the floor, please.
Thank you and good morning all. I have a couple of slides that I'd like to show you. A few IT issues. Mainly what I would like to present to you today is what we have achieved so far with the Climate Change and Sustainable Energy Partnership. As was mentioned by other speakers, this partnership was created under the AU-EU LHPD Bureau High-Level Policy Dialogue on Science, Technology and Innovation in 2017. So in a sense, we are 6 years old. Despite a young age, we managed to do quite a lot. Okay, I will continue. What I would like first to stress is this partnership, it is what it is called. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. I think this was sort of mentioned. Yes. I think this, no, go before. Thank you. So what I would like really to stress again is this, what we are aiming to do is really to work together. It is really to achieve our objective together. Is to pull together all the national, the international sort of resources that exist on both sides of the continent towards the same goal and to find solution. That may work first in one region, but can be adapted to the other region. This is something that I always like to stress since I started with this group, is to say that maybe a solution that was found to work perfectly in Africa, in fact, they may have a big potential even in Europe. Maybe with a slight adaptation, but it is, you know, we are facing the same challenges. Same in the sense of we are all looking for access to energy, we are all looking for secure access to energy, and to have reliable and resilient an energy system. With different parameters, I agree. Let's go to the next slides. On these slides, I wanted to show all what we have done, the number of topics we started to launch on our side from our research framework programs. In the early days in 2020, 2018, where we had a first topic on energy efficiency for the urban area. The project is still continuing. We had sort of the series of 2 projects that led to LIPRE, and this is what we are here for. We had launched in 2020 a big call on demonstration activities, where we have 5 projects. And one of them was mentioned by my director, Rosalinde, which was to secure energy access to hospital and dispensaries. What we have done in the first program of Horizon Europe, which is our most recent research program globally, is 2 topics on energy modeling. One was on energy, water, food nexus, which is important because energy doesn't stand by itself. And water is at the core of the food and energy systems. And also dedicated energy modeling systems. These 2 topics was to build expertise in Africa and to have dedicated models that are for Africa with African experts. Recently, in our most current work program, which is the 23 and the 24, we have, in fact, several topics on climate change, dedicated for climate services, dedicated to energy, to climate. We had also another demonstration type projects that is under evaluation. And we will have, in the beginning of next year, what we call co-fund actions, which is sort of a project to put together funding agencies from both sides of the continent. Next slide. I think it's cumulates from our side to 57 projects in total. No, please go back. Yes, please. So it's cumulated to 57 projects. We have 34 projects from single projects. So if you had the 31 projects from LIPRE, you see that we are looking at almost 65 projects in total that we managed to initiate within 6 years, which is very impressive. What is impressive is the participation. You know, we have 184 African organizations from 30 African countries. I'm not saying we have the whole African continents, but we have a pretty large share of the continent. And it's mirrored from the participation from the European continent, where we have 26 European countries. And I'm not limiting to EU member states. Obviously, we have more participation. Okay, just to show quickly this slide, this is the rising interest and number of projects we funded since 2017. Please go to the next one. This is just distribution of the countries and European participants. To the next, yeah. We have within the climate change and sustainable energy an expert working group that got initiated in 2020. In 2021, we had a series of workshops to try to identify themes and areas that we could together work more closely. His other role as a group is to monitor and advise implementation of the climate change and sustainable energy partnerships. What we are going to do, and in fact is part of the activity we will be doing today, is to identify what kind of activities we will be able to do, and in the knowledge, in the research, on the technology development and demonstration part, on the capacity building, including social science, humanities, and the resilience, and on good governance and policy. Next slide. So what is coming on our side from the EU? We have, in fact, next week, and you can still register, an information day on our current topics. So if you are interested, you are welcome to join. And we will sort of are discussing the next sort of 3 years, 2025 and 27. So the future. So this is also something that we are here to discuss. And we will contribute, and this will be part of the next session, what we are going to contribute to the EU innovation agenda. Last slide, and the last. I'm using these slides. We are evaluating proposals with experts. One good way to know and to make links and networks is to be an expert. So please don't hesitate to register in our huge database of experts. And my colleagues who are looking at finding experts will welcome your candidates and maybe select you to be an expert. So I wish you, and this is what I wanted to say as a final remark now, is I think LIPRE has done quite a lot so far. We want to keep the momentum, and this is part of the discussion we will have for the coming days. Thank you.
Yeah, this one. Thank you very much, Dr. Schild, for your remarks, but more so for the initiative and the commitment you have in the support and participation in this very important journey and partnership, EU and AU. So thank you very much. So let me take this opportunity to invite the money provider, mostly in Rwanda francs, Brenda Mutoni. Brenda Mutoni is currently serving as the manager of green finance and advisory services at the Development Bank of Rwanda, BRD PLC as it's called in short form, where she charges the initiative of scaling the climate finance while it's supporting the private sector to undertake green projects that are in line with the country's response to climate change events. Brenda has a good number of years in both commercial and development banking, and this has earned her immense experience with local and international financing best practices. Prior to joining BRD, Brenda held corporate relationship management positions with the multinational financial institutions, including NCBA, headquartered in Kenya, but she was based here in the branch in Rwanda, and the Guarantee Trust Bank, also Rwanda branch. Ms. Mutoni, come and tell us how you're going to give us money. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much, Dr. Albert. So, just to give a recap, climate change effects contribute about 1% loss in GDP in Rwanda. And as we all know, or as we've seen, Rwanda has committed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 38% by 2030. Now, in order to implement all these initiatives, be climate change mitigation and adaptation, Rwanda requires about 11 billion US dollars in investment between now and 2030. Surely, it will not be feasible for the government to do this solely or alone. So we believe one major player that can partake in this is the private sector. So as the Development Bank of Rwanda, we've partnered with the Rwanda Green Fund, and we launched Ireme Invest facility. Ireme Invest is a strategic initiative that is fully dedicated to the private sector in Rwanda to provide and avail scalable and concessional financing to private sector businesses in the green and climate resilient fields. We launched it last year at COP27, and we are currently implementing it. It has two main arms, the credit facility and the project preparatory facility. So under the credit facility, we are going to avail long-tenured concessional loans to businesses in 5 major sectors, one of which is the renewable energy sector. We're going to give financing to business in e-mobility, Western circular economy, climate smart cities, and climate smart agriculture. So basically, various participants in these sectors in the country that are private sector can access financing from the Development Bank of Rwanda. And one of the major challenges we realize that businesses face, obviously in financing in general in the country, is collateral coverage. When they go to private financial institutions, they have to avail security or landed properties. So under the credit facility, we have a guarantee scheme too, whereby we're going to be availing partial guarantees to businesses in these sectors, such as renewable energy, to be able to access financing from the private financial institutions. Now, the project preparation facility, which is being implemented by the Rwanda Green Fund, basically is going to provide recoverable and irrecoverable grants to businesses that are not yet bankable in order to accelerate their operations and make them bankable in the long run. Another aspect the project preparation facility is availing is it's going to incubate businesses that are startups that have a green idea but do not know how to scale and organize themselves in the long run to access financing, to be bankable, and to be able to scale and operate in the long run. And this is going to be done by the Rwanda Green Fund. So basically some projects go through the Rwanda Green Fund, they go through the acceleration process, and then later on come to the Development Bank of Rwanda for financing. We truly believe for Rwanda to achieve its mitigation targets and for us to be able to scale sectors such as renewable energy, there needs to be strong involvement from the private sector. As the government supports in terms of policy, as the Development Bank, it's our key initiative to scale financing to these sectors that are still considered a bit high risk and technologically difficult for the private sector to finance. As a development bank, that's our mandate to literally push. And so with Ireme, we have about $100 million that we are scaling out gradually to the private sector in Rwanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Brenda, for your good remarks and really the indication of continued commitment of the bank in participating in initiatives that relate very much on this slippery initiative. So thank you. So now we move on to more of the foreign currency. You are giving us local currency, but you also need euro and dollars. Madam Tomasella. So Michela Tomasella, he's the head of cooperation EU delegation to the Republic of Rwanda. And Mr. Michela was appointed head of cooperation of the European Union delegation to the Republic of Rwanda on the 1st of September 2022. So she's now emerging out of being brand new in Rwanda. Michela joined the European Commission Directorate General for International Partnership in 2013, where she was appointed to work at EU delegation to Central African Republic. She then worked at the headquarters, contributing to the multi-annual programming of the Central African region. to the implementation of the programs and to the monitoring of coherence with the overall policies. She was also in charge of coordinating budget support operations in the region. Previously, she also took part in projects in Benin and Togo, actively promoting women associations, female entrepreneurships, and education. She also worked in the private sector and consultancies, and at the beginning of her career, she was a researcher and economic analyst at the university. Her education background includes a master's degree in European Studies at the Institute of European Studies in Louvain-la-Neuve, Belgium, a university degree in economics at Foscari University in Venice, Italy, as well as diploma in international cooperation. She speaks Italian, which is a mother tongue, and English, French, and Spanish. She didn't want to mention Kinyarwanda and Kiswahili. Michela, you have the floor.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Yeah, I hope I will be able to speak very soon Kinyarwanda, but this is just 1 year that I'm in the country, so let's give me a little bit more time. So thanks a lot to all representatives of the MININFRA that are here, the representative of University of Rwanda, BRD, the colleague from the European Commission, but also all the independent consultant and expert, representative of LIPRI, and fellow colleague here in the room, and also to the one that joined us remotely. So, good morning, everybody. It's indeed a great pleasure to be here and to see also the many colleagues from headquarters in Brussels and that are present here from DG RTD have joined the forum. In the following session, there will be also some colleagues from DG IMPA, just to explain that I'm the head of cooperation in the EU delegation here in Kigali, working for DG IMPA, and I'm very happy also to learn what colleagues in the GRTD are doing to improve and to make Green Deal a reality in the country. So Rwanda indeed, and again, I'm very happy that also the second edition of Stakeholder Forum is taking place in Rwanda. That gave me the possibility to meet you, but also to talk about Rwanda, because Rwanda has a clear vision on sustainable growth and development. As the country works closely with the European delegation, and the European Union has world leader in sustainable energy initiative to prioritize renewable energy and to accelerate the transition to clean and sustainable energy resources. This collaboration demonstrates the shared commitment of both parties to tackle climate change, reducing greenhouse gas emission, and to enhance energy accessibility and affordability. The partnership has been very great, because this involves not only European Union but also the member states that are active in the country in a common approach, the Team Europe approach, to support renewable energy projects in Rwanda. Investment to date have focused on a range of subsectors, including capacity building, electricity generation, electricity transmission, and also to support advanced technology as solar energy and efficacy cooking. But also, I would also give a little bit of a link between all this new technology and the fact that one of the main priorities of our cooperation in the country is not only the Green Deal, but also the creation, the jobs creation. In the previous programming period that ran from 2014 to 2020, euro 177 million were dedicated to the energy sector. That together, as I said, with member states like Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, France, and Sweden, among others, have channeling funds from the Implementation Agency of Bank to ensure a sustainable energy transition. Also, the European Investment Bank is very active in the sector. We are working with the European Investment Bank. We are blending instruments, so giving a grant that comes from our bilateral envelope, and then the European Investment Bank is giving a loan for projects in energy sector, including grid extension, electricity transmission. But also, as the colleague from Brenda explained from BRD, is that EIB is also part of the IREM investment. And we are there as European Commission to guarantee the loan that EIB is offering to this operation that was launched in COP27. When it's come to private sector, the EU delegation has helped to facilitate links with private public European investors and has provided advice to companies looking for opportunity in the energy sector. I am therefore confident that you will continue to play its advocacy role in this area jointly or through the European Business Chamber that was created around 2 years ago. We have also organized in June the Business Forum that attracts a lot of European private sector in the country, and I hope that soon we will see the advantage, the effect, the consequences of this big forum where private sector was very interested in opportunity in Rwanda. At regional level, the European Union welcomed the will of Rwanda government to contribute in making electricity trading in the region a reality. We appreciate and encourage all effort to move forward discussion on financing the development of key hydropower projects such as Ruzizi 3, involving not only Rwanda but also DRC and Burundi. Alongside financial support, knowledge transfers and capacity building have been the fundamental pillar of the partnership. As part of the collaboration, the EU has played a crucial role in facilitating exchanges program or the exchange of technical expertise and best practice in the renewable energy sector. Training program and workshop have provided to Rwanda experts with knowledge to efficiently manage and maintain the renewable energy instrument. We also had some other program on research, like DESIRA, that involved the Ghent University and the Leuven University, together with University of Rwanda. I'm sure the professor here present know about this DESIRA project, to join the fund to explore the best wood biomass species at cooking stove, adapted to local need in order to support both sustainable forestry and ensure a sustainable demand for clean cooking. So policy alignment and harmonization is another key aspect of this partnership. The European Union, through the Global Technical Assistance Facility, is currently working with the Rwanda Electricity Regulatory Authority, RURA, on the sustainable development of electricity sector regulation. These regulations are designed to be efficient, promote private sector investment, and improve quality of service in order to increase electricity consumption by end users. To conclude my speech, it's very important to recognize that Rwanda government commitment to advance the sustainable energy development in recent years. This commitment has been translated into the establishment of comprehensive policies and regulatory framework for the electricity sector. In addition, we welcome the significant progress that has been made, including nearly tripling the current installed capacity over the last decade and significant improvement in grid and off-grid extension and connectivity. We expect renewable energy source to be prioritized in the energy mix, supporting the wider objective of reducing dependence on no renewable sources. So we really welcome the effort of the Rwanda government in implying that in applicating the renewable energy source as priority. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to the mastermind of LIPRI initiative. We were indeed had opportune time to build a strong and lasting partnership between the African Union and the European Union to efficiently address the challenge beyond 2025. In order to do so, it is essential to harness the benefit offered by renewable energy. I am pleased to have the privileges of addressing this important forum. I look forward to continuing the discussion with all participants. Thank you, Murakose Chane. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Michela, for your inspiring remarks and encouraging remarks, and for the recognition of Rwanda government's commitment towards the realization of the green growth path. That is very, very encouraging. So thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinguished honor to invite the guest of honor on behalf of the government through the Ministry of Infrastructure, Mr. Jenbi, who represents the minister who was supposed to be here to give us his remarks. Jenbi Cesar is a senior technical advisor to the Ministry on Energy, Water, and Sanitation. Honorable Speaker, you are invited on the floor, please.
Distinguished guests, panelists, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly honored to stand before you today as representative of the Ministry of Infrastructure of Rwanda at this significant gathering. The second long-term joint EU research and innovation partnership on renewable energy called LEAP-RE, Stakeholders Forum in Kigali, is a remarkable opportunity for us to engage in meaningful discussion, share insights, and collectively chart a path towards sustainable and resilient energy solutions. As we gather here in Kigali, we recognize the importance of addressing the complex challenge that lies ahead of the realm of renewable energy. Rwanda, like many nations, is committed to pursue innovative, clean, and sustainable energy source to power our future. While we celebrate our progress, it's crucial to acknowledge recently identified gaps in our efforts. Notably, we have recognized the need to focus on promotion to clean cooking technology, addressing intermittency on national grids through research and piloting new initiatives in renewable energy, not to forget energy efficiency. These challenges are pivotal in our journey towards a greener and more sustainable energy ecosystem. I'm pleased to share that the government of Rwanda has set ambitious targets. We aim to achieve universal access to electricity, utilizing a combination of on-grid and off-grid solutions. Off-grid solutions will play a prominent role with a focus on standalone solar system and renewable mini-grids. To ensure that even the most remote area have access to clean, reliable energy. Furthermore, the government is committed to maintain a significant portion of its energy generation mix from renewable energy. Our goal is to maintain at least 60% of the generation mix from renewable energy sources. This reaffirms our dedication to sustainable and mitigation the impact of climate change. LEAP RE initiative serves as a valuable platform to collaboration and knowledge exchange among the stakeholders from across the globe. Our collective effort, as showcased through events like this, reinforce the commitment of our government and partners to embrace a green and more sustainable future. Over the course of a forum, I encourage each of you to actively participate, share your experience, and explore potential avenues for collaborations, especially in critical areas of clean cooking technology, grid intermittence. Together, we can drive positive changes and make significant strides towards cleaner and more resilient energy landscape. I wish you all productive discussion and a successful second LEAP RE Stakeholder Forum. Let us work hand in hand to shape a brighter, more sustainable energy future for Rwanda and beyond. I thank you. And I can declare the forum open. Thank you. Yeah? Oh, okay.
So please, another round of applause to Mr. Genbi. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests here present, as we hear the remarks made by all these distinguished speakers, I mean, you feel it. Starting with, for example, the commitment of BERDE. BERDE is a bank. It's a development bank, yes, but it's still a bank. But for us that have gone over years through this pathway of renewables, green and clean energy initiatives, that has never been an easy discussion, especially with lending institutions and the commitment of financing institutions to that matter. So the fact that BERDE comes out to say we realize the challenges, the risks that are embedded within the implementation of renewable energy and other clean technologies initiatives, that really encourages and something that we as implementers downstream, we need to make use of. So Brenda, once again, thank you very much, and take your appreciation back to the office. And we assure you that we are going to knock on your doors to see on how we can make this collaboration work. Michela, beyond, first of all, the appreciation of the host country where you are on their commitment and their vision on their green growth path, you also indicated the readiness of really engaging and support to make sure this happens for Rwanda, but also the voice you take up back to the EU community on the commitment there is here on the ground so that we are able, when practitioners come and knock at your doors, you know exactly, you understand the language probably more than it has been there before. So again, we really thank you very much. Dr. Schild, beyond Rwanda, this is LIPRI, so we are looking at the continental perspective, and again, you indicated clearly the understanding, readiness, and the commitment of EU to really see it happening now and in future. That tells us here, participants and advocates of LIPRI, that we need to look beyond today, and we are with you to make sure that the initiatives we are looking up in making our continent and the world different, making it better, we are with you in providing whatever support that is available. So take back our message, also so you are director speaking, that as you see these people on the floor, they are all here for that, committed to see that the agenda is driven accordingly. Gen B, as a representative of the government, look at all these people here. This tells you that they didn't only come to see the beauty of Rwanda. You can see commitment in the faces of the discussion here of the day. So going by the commitment, the vision of the government, pass back the message, of the commitment of the people you see here. People traveled from all over to come and share views, knowledge, skills, discussions, to see that, participate in paving the agenda forward and making sure that the ingredients of the LIPRI, as it was demonstrated here and beyond what wasn't shown today, is really put into practice to make things happen. And this is to you, Dr. Schild, where I spend time these days in the south, in a smaller country, Lesotho, just as Rwanda. As we speak now, today, they are holding a very huge conference on the hydrogenation, taking Lesotho as a nation that is ready to use the abundance of water they have to be able to be a hydrogen nation. It has pulled people from all over to discuss on how really it remains a kind of a hub of coming up with hydrogen technologies, using the abundance of the water they have, also to benefit not only Lesotho but the region. So things are happening. Things are happening in the region. This is Rwanda, but also Sigfried may know from the south that also in the SADC region, things are equally happening. So again, this demonstrates the commitment we all have. So I'll end here and kindly ask you to join me in thanking our good panelists here for their inspiring remarks they all made. By approaching, I can see you are deeply thinking of probably going through what they have said. So I request you to again join me in thanking the panelists that are here. That said, and owing to the time constraints we have, we want to make use of the presence of these good people here by interacting through, I would say, burning questions, short remarks in the coming 10 minutes. For any of you, a question you may have to these people, but it could as well be a remark within 10, 15 minutes maximum before they leave the stage. So, I can see that everybody is happy and contented on what has been said, commitments shown. So I think what remains is let us make it happen.